Yeah, so the NBA playoffs start tomorrow. I'm gonna do a little predictions bracket. Okay, so number one seed GSW versus Clippers. Clippers in four. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, it's gonna be a fucking sweep. I don't have to even elaborate. The Warriors are just gonna destroy the Clippers in four. Houston against Utah. Now this one, I think the Rockets will win the game with the series, but I think the Jazz will actually annoy them. They got a game last year against them. And this Jazz team's much better. Donovan Mitchell, he's locked in. He had a slow start to the season, but he really picked it up after the All-Star break, and he's a special damn player. And Rudy Gobert, he's going to win another DPOY award this year. And, I really, I'd like to see the Jazz win. I like the Jazz a lot, but I think the Rockets will win this series. Then the 3-6 series, Portland OKC. At first, I thought maybe Portland could win this series, and this is one of those that could go either way for me. But Nurkic, missing Nurkic, that's a big loss right there. And OKC, they got some big guys. Like Schroeder off the bench. Uh, they got Steven Adams in the paint, and I'm gonna say OKC takes the series in seven. The last one, the one before Houston in six, must I add. Okay, now next one. My favorite team this year, the Denver Nuggets versus the Spurs. Now, the Spurs, they're a wild card, but ultimately, Jokic and the Nuggets, they really matched up pretty well against the Spurs this year in the regular season. They got the best of them most games. I think they played each other. The Nuggets had one. And same, I think the Nuggets will win this series in 5 or 6. But if it's 7 games, or even if the Spurs win, I'm not going to be too surprised. Now, then the series against GSW, Golden State, and the Rockets, I see I really don't think I really don't think the Rockets could push them the way they pushed them last year. I think Golden State will take this in 5 or 6 games, and I think it'll still be a pretty entertaining series. We'll see how Harden plays in the playoffs this year. Because he has struggled in the playoffs in the past. And yeah, I see Golden State in 6, I'll say. That leads to OKC against Denver. Yeah, I feel like every time I watched a Denver OKC game, Denver just kind of really gave them problems and messed them up a bit. But, I mean, it really depends. Are we going to see MVPG, or are we going to see last year playoff P? All depends on what version of playoff P we see this year. But with that being said, I really do think the Nuggets will beat the Thunder in 6. Now this has me conflicted because I feel like GSW and OKC would be a great conference finals, but I it's gonna be Golden State and in Denver in the conference finals, and who's gonna win that? GSW in 5. Yeah. As much as we could hope, they're going to the finals again. Now the Eastern Conference first round, Milwaukee, Detroit. Milwaukee's gonna kill them in 4. Now, this series, the 4-5 matchup against the Celtics and the Pacers, this one is really one of the most unpredictable of them all, in the first round at least. And I do think the Celtics will win this series, but with that being said, the Pacers will probably bother them a bit. And honestly, I would not be surprised if the Pacers won this series. But, Kyrie Irving, even Gordon Hayward's been improving. And Tatum, he showed up really big in the playoffs last year. Maybe he'll do it again. Maybe there's a playoffs Jason Tatum. And, Brown. They're a deep team. And the Pacers, as good as they are, and I respect them a lot, especially after losing Oladipo, how they how they didn't fall off after that. They're a really good team. Sabonis is great, and Miles Turner and whatever. But Boston in 7. But this will be a great series. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. Now the first game tomorrow is against Philadelphia Sixers and the Nets. I was like delusional a couple days ago and was like, yeah, the Nets could totally beat the Sixers. I eventually did come to earth though when I realized the Sixers are just way too star powered. The Nets, I mean, as great as they were this year and as fun as they are to watch, D'Angelo Russell, incredible improvements. Joe Harris is awesome. Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jarrett Allen, just rejecting superstars at the rim. They had a great year this year, and they got a good young team, and I hope they could, be more of a contender in the coming years. But you know, I'll take the Sixers in 5, but maybe 6. Maybe the Nets could bother them, but I think they'll get at least a game. And Toronto in 4. 4. And then the next matchup would be Milwaukee against Boston. Milwaukee almost beat Boston last year without Irving, obviously, but Terry Rozier stepped up big. He had that. Was it him who had the game winner, or I'm forgetting. There was a crazy game in the playoffs last year where Terry Rozier hit like a 3, and then Middleton hit a 3 with like 5.5 seconds left. I think it was Middleton who hit the game winner, or did he bring it to overtime and they lost? I don't remember, but I digress. I see Milwaukee taking the series in 6. The Celtics could possibly make a fight, but they've just been pretty weak this year, and who knows if they'll even beat the Pacers. So I think Milwaukee will advance to the conference finals and play against Toronto, as they're going to have a tough series against the Sixers. And it may go to 7 games because the Sixers, they're good, but actually check that. I think they're still lacking something. And 6 games, I'll say the Raptors win. If it goes to a 7th game, I think Kawhi is just going to take over and they're going to win the game 7. The Sixers are still very inexperienced, and I don't even think any of those guys played in a game 7 yet. And that brings us to the conference finals against the Bucks and the Raptors. This is going to be an amazing series, and I think the Raptors are going to advance to the NBA Finals. A lot of people are saying the Bucks, and if they do, I won't be surprised, but I think Giannis is not exactly getting exposed, but, his inexperience is going to show. I'm not saying he's going to have a bad series, but he might be off a few in a game 6 or something, and I think the Raptors will win this series in 6. I don't know, are they going to have Brogdon back by then? Because, I actually don't even know how long he's out for. But whatever, the Raptors in 6. In the finals, are going to be GSW and the Raptors. GSW in 6. Curry wins another ring. Will he win finals MVP? Yeah, it'll be a good series, though. I mean, it won't be as bad as it was last year, despite Game 1 being a pretty fucking awesome game last year. The rest of the series was shit. I think it'll be a lot closer, but ultimately, the Warriors are just too good, and they're going to win a 3rd straight finals. And, I feel like I'm going to be pretty right. I don't know, it just seems very predictable this year. But then again, I could be wrong as fuck, so yeah, peace.